Hello and welcome to Softball SA Premier League action, first midweek game back for 2021. James Harris here, and alongside me, Mark Cramp and Lee Hull, bringing you all the MC Sportswear special comments right here on Spacequake Sports. Well, good evening, Mark and Lee.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, James and Mark.
Tell us what we're seeing on screen here, Mark.
We are seeing the Seacombe veteran, the one and only Jade Peterson, for her 500 senior games. That's 500 senior games. So both teams are lining up. She's being presented. There she is on screen, the wily veteran, and she will be out tonight in force.
Lee, what a great sign of respect. The Sturt Falcons lining up alongside the Seacombe Tigers.
Certainly is, James, and they're all clapping, and rightly so. She's been an ornament of our game, the game of softball, and that's just respect, isn't it? It's just mutual respect between two sides. They'll be at each other's throat once the game starts, but before then, the niceties happen.
Well, congratulations to Jade Peterson on 500 senior games. And guys, it is top versus bottom, Sturt Falcons versus Seacombe Tigers. Do the Tigers have it in them to get up for Jade Peterson tonight?
I'm not one for milestone games personally, but you always tend to see those players get behind and rally, and something magic happens on these milestone games. So they could be a threat. I can't see them getting over the top of Sturt, but I can see them trying to do something.
Yeah, I agree, boys. If you can't lift yourself for a 500-game veteran of our sport, then when are you going to?
Well, Lee, I'll let you take us around the diamond to the Seacombe Tigers.
Thank you. It's the lady herself. 500 games. What a legend she is. Jade Peterson pitching the Jess Maslin. First base, Araha Munro. Second base, Ellie Georgiaris comes in to second. Becky Havis is third. Sasha Mitzi at shortstop. And the outfield, left to right, Jenny Dunn, Sasha Penglaze, and Jade Graham, two people on the bench. Jazz Blight and Tamika Penglaze we welcome back after having her child.
Yeah, that's a great return. Let's hope she gets onto the diamond at some stage.
I'm sure she will.
Seacombe Tigers, guys, offensively have had a little bit of trouble over the last couple of months. They're going to have to manufacture some runs, so maybe Tamika might be one of the answers.
Yeah, you're 100% right. It's a young squad out there, isn't it, Lee? I'm looking out there now. There's a few young faces, but they are stepping up. It's a long season. It's been interrupted, on and off, but they're progressing through. And each year we say it, but they are getting games under their belt and experience, aren't they?
Well, yeah. Speaking of experience, here is one of the most experienced players in the Sturt Falcons lineup. Ada Caruana will lead things off here tonight in the big clash between the Falcons and the Tigers. Low for a ball for the first one, and Mark, Ada Caruana, just a 389 batting average, just pretty handy up the top of the order.
Yeah, that's what you want from your lead-off, your first, second, third and fourth, and your high threes and fours and fives, and I'm sure you're going to run through Sturt shortly, but there are a few high percentages in that Sturt team, and that's why they're sitting top.
463 on-base percentage, just to go along with that 389 on base. So good start from Peterson. Ahead of the count early, we saw a foul ball from Caruana, and then she gets her chasing at a high one.
Sorry, Lee, but a 463, that's almost 50% of the time when you're a lead-off, she's up there. I mean, that's what you need, isn't it? Especially with someone of her pace.
And she is the most dangerous player when she gets on board, Ada, so they need to shut her down, cramp her up, make her hit the ball to the infield, take a chance with her pace.
High ball, and it is put high. Ellie Georgiaris playing second base under it and takes a good catch. So far this season, the Tigers and the Falcons have gone up twice before, and both going in the way of Sturt Falcons. 5-4 the first time they played, 10-0 very late in 2020.
5-4 was a good game. 10-0 was a blowout, but the 5-4 game was quite interesting, wasn't it? If memory serves me correct. Lee, you were 100% right there about cramping Ada Caruana up. Then she sort of cramped around and just popped it up with that short little check swing sort of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. The thing is with Sturt, look at the batting. They don't have to change their lineup. First 7 pick themselves.
Well, batting second is Rachel Tonkin. And she is getting the games up herself, isn't she? She had a milestone earlier in the year. Shows bunt. She'll need to try to put this one into play. It pops up foul. So Peterson just going about her work.
She's always got a smile on her face. She enjoys the game, doesn't she? Doesn't look like she's in trouble when she's a hot game and sweating, but she is doing such a great job.
Good number 2 player, Rachel, isn't she? Batting 2, she can bunt, she's very reliable at putting the ball on the deck.
Well, she goes after that one, and that's going out to Jenny Dunn. She got the distance. Oh,
Great
what
catch.
a catch.
Yeah, great effort from Jenny Dunn. It looked like that one was going to drop short, but she put her foot on the burners to take that catch. Maybe that's that little bit of extra effort that we were talking about before the game for the 500 game veteran.
I think so, and but what pace she has, Jenny. I see her playing baseball on Friday nights in the women's competition. She is quick around the bases.
Oh, she's going to go back on this one. She's going to have to go back long. Oh, and Dunn takes another great catch.
What a good start for the Seacombe Tigers.
Hey, let's not take anything away from Sarah Tonkin. That was a great swing. She's a strong young girl, isn't she?
Yeah, great piece of the ball, and one of the strongest. She's only small in stature, but she's got rippling muscles under that uniform of hers. She works out tirelessly, and great take right there on the leading team's replay from Jenny Dunn. And have a look at that, the number 7 on the cheek of majority of the players there for Seacombe, just in support of Jade Peterson. Lee, 3 fly balls in that inning. We saw plenty of that in Seacombe's last game, which was on Saturday against West Torrens right here on Spacequake Sports. I think we counted there was 8 catches in a row, and over the entire game there was over a dozen fly balls into the field. Yeah,
and Jenny Dunn caught 5, and I think she chased another 3 that were wide of her. So, yes, it's a good night to play though, isn't it? It's hardly any breeze and ball's going to travel. You want me to go around the field?
Yes,
for the Falcons? It's Zali Adams pitching to Belle White. Nice to see Belle back catching, having a run there. Millie Fidges at first, Rachel Tonkin at second, Sarah Tonkin at third, Neve Adams in the hole at shortstop. Left field is Lauren Jury, centre field Maddie Cameron, and Ada Caruana brings up the right field position.
Lee, this is one of the first times we've seen Zali pitching here on Spacequake Sports, but definitely the first time we've seen Belle White in the Sturt colours catching. We've seen her in the fully loaded competition. In even the All-Star game, we saw her behind the plate. So good to see Belle White back catching. Millie has moved over to first base. She's played a bit of a DP role. We see Sarah Tonkin, she's a star, playing at third base. So some changes
How's that throw
to the Falcons lineup. But Zali Adams, the lady in the middle, has thrown the 29 innings this year. Almost you'd consider used sparingly, but that's only off the back of Millie Fidge doing a fine job. Zali's record is 4-0, throw in a draw on Saturday.
Terrific stats. They have 2 bench sitters, Jordan Lee and Indigo Beck Silva.
Good pitch to start off there, Adams. Just a sort of a low spinner, just tails away. Jenny Dunn just watches that one through.
Talk about experienced batters. This is one of the best. Jenny Dunn can hit all pitches.
Hey, great call there. Great call. Good combination there with Belle and Zali Adams. Jenny Dunn was setting up for that one and really got on early on it and just changed the pace, caught her out.
Jenny Dunn leading the way for the Seacombe Tigers. 13 hits on the season, hitting .361. Another very impressive lead-off batter at the competition, hitting .410 on base.
I like seeing that as that one pops up and taken out there by Sarah Tonkin.
Another pop-up fly ball there, guys.
It's the night for it, isn't it? It's rather still, not cold yet.
Leading team's replay will show Sarah Tonkin getting under it, and she'll welcome an early play at third base. She's been behind the plate the entire season, so good to get a little touch of the ball there early on in proceedings. Sasha Penglace is the 2-hitter.
I was just about to say that one pops up again out to Sarah Tonkin. What I'd like to see a little bit more, and I was glad that Sasha went after that one. She hasn't had the best time with the bat this season, and she probably knows that, but going after that, making contact, is what you need. There's nothing worse than watching that third one go past or just trying to dribble it out. She actually put some power behind that one.
Yeah, especially when you're batting the number 2 spot.
Jess Maslin, we saw smash one to the fence on Saturday. It was a great shot. She really powered that ball and tried to spark a revival for the Tigers, but it was probably too little too late in a game that West Tigers didn't have it their all way, Lee. It was one inning, wasn't it?
One innings, the 4th innings, and innings 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. No score for the Falcons, for the West Torrens, Eagles. So just one innings. You just got to, and a lot of that comes down to inexperience, surely, boys.
3-0 count. Adams being very careful with Jess Maslin here, and have a look how deep Maddie Cameron is. Normally you see her in nice and close.
I was just about to say 3-0. You know it's coming down the middle, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 outs. Do you sacrifice it to get on? But in a game like this, it's so critical. You got a green light, I think, on a 3-0 when it's coming fat and it's slowed down the change of pace. That's why Maddie Cameron went back. Oh, when they called her on that, that was a good check, I think. Didn't even look down the line.
Called by plate umpire Ian Grayley. We'll go around the umpires in a moment.
As you see Maddie Cameron on screen there now, she's very, very deep. Normally doesn't sit there, but she knows that Zali Adams is going to hit the spot here now, and it's going to go if it goes. Oh.
Yeah, the umpires for this game, Ian One Shade of Grey, and at first base it's Damien McCauley, and at third base it's David Borovnik.
Jess Maslin on screen, and with a full count now, you'd think that Adams will go back to being a little bit careful. I don't think that they'd mind a walk with 2 outs because Jess Maslin may park this one if it's close.
Bell White setting up outside there, and Jess Maslin just let that one ride through. Just missed the corner, I think. Good call there. And that puts the first runner on for Seacombe as they do a change for the catch a speed up rule.
Yeah, good turn of bat. She had a 3-0 count, then she had a couple that were close and throw in a foul ball as well. So a good long turn at bat, really making the pitcher work a little bit. Becky Havis, the 4-hitter. Now that was Jess Maslin, only her 4th walk for the year, so usually an aggressive batter, and 351 on base percentage. So she's had a pretty good year herself.
Well, it's a different game. It's a milestone game, so maybe they're looking and being conservative and seeing what Zali throws. Oh, she pushes that one out. Back to Zali Adams. Fumbles it a little bit, but got plenty of times. It hits the dirt. Oh, no, a double pickup with the glove.
Yeah, try to backhand that instead of getting the body behind it. Trying for the backhand pickup to make the out and make the play. So really can't blame her for trying to get an out there. It was a check swing as we see the leading team's replay.
That's a cardinal sin just there, and she'll probably realise that, but it's a rush of blood. Zali Adams had a little bit more time than I think she thought. By the time she picked it up after that initial fumble, it was come off the glove. She had plenty of time to throw it. I don't think she realised that, but for those playing at home, the bare hand works 10 times out of 10, whereas the glove doesn't pick it up as much.
Well, a chance here, the Tigers just has to make one land on the green out here for a run, I reckon.
Araha Munro is the hitter with the task of moving around courtesy runner from second base.
Yeah, Ellie Georgiaris running for Jess.
And this young girl can do it. This young girl can do it too, guys. Don't be afraid if she does go after it.
High for a ball.
Patient batting.
Yeah, she's really concentrating on the coaches too, isn't she, Araha Munro? They're in tonight. They're on at the moment. This is their first batting dig. Yeah, there's 2 out, two on though. This is a good start.
Gets under that one and fouls it off.
That was half an inch away from going over the fence.
Yeah, it was a good cut at the ball. Strong young player. High for a ball. Guys, I was quiet there for a moment because I was having a look at the field. I can't say why, but it feels like there's a big gap between third and short there. Is Neve just playing a step up the middle?
That's what she's doing, I think.
Yeah, she's hopped across, but you know, outside, ball 4. I tell you what it also is, Jim, is Sarah Tonkin is playing a close line game as well. So that just opens up the gap 2 or 3 steps, and it makes it look significantly larger than what we normally see. So you've got your shortstop trying to cover second base a little bit more than normal, and then you've got your third base who's half a step or one step closer to third. That lights up that 5-6 hole, which is a dangerous spot, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest target areas for any right-handed batter. Most right-handed batters naturally try to pull that ball towards the left side. And how often do you see a backhand play from a shortstop or a diving play from a third base? That's a great pitch from Zali to get on top early against Sasha Mutzi, who's the new hitter. Positive start with loaded bases here for the Tigers with 2 out.
So you'll find something loose, narrow, off pace. A bit low, a little bit low. 1-1's the count with loaded bases and 2 out. Seacombe Tigers have started off well.
High for a ball. Sasha's on batting average with runners in scoring position is .333. So it's a good chance for a scored run here. Anything loose maybe as well?
All the batters have been patient, very patient.
Oh, how was that?
Shoestring catch from Neve Adams at shortstop. There you go, boys. That is why she's playing a step up the middle. It's a good piece of the ball from Sasha Mutzi.
Jim, you called that early too as we watched the replay, and shortstop standing there and sort of just settling back into the spot as Zali gets into emotion, but she starts taking those steps across. She hesitated and went back to third, but gee, she got there in time, didn't she? But it's that extra 1 or 2 steps that you picked out 2 batters before. Look, that was a clean hit too.
Yeah, great shot from Mutzi.
Gives you a lot of confidence. Sasha, next turn at bat, she'll be saying, nothing to worry about here. Let's go again. Let's see that ball land. Lovely play from Neve, quality player.
Well, the Falcons deny the Tigers in the bottom of the first inning. Well, top versus bottom, we had a 1-2-3 inning for the top team, and we had 6 batters for the bottom team. Guys, you'd feel like that Seacombe's out of it for the season. You know, you talk about teams playing for pride or whatever, but, you know, it's only halfway through the season. So, you know, one good game could turn this around for any team in the competition.
Set them on their way.
As a Carlton supporter, I've been saying that for about 11 years. As you see, here she is at Belle White, up to bat. This is going to be very dangerous. She settles in. Good eyes by Belle there.
Maslin just kept the glove there for an extra second to show Ian that it wasn't too far away.
It's the big guns here in that White, Cameron, Fidge and Adams, Neve.
Oh, that one's popped up. And Munro's underneath it and takes it cleanly for the first out. And there's another fly, guys, exactly what you were talking about.
4th in a row now. Gosh, you don't like to do this, do you? But I have to just focus the spotlight on Maddie Cameron at the moment. She's 17 for 28 for the season with a 6.07 batting average. On top of that, she's got 13 walks for a 7.32 on-base average as she swings hard.
See the swing on that.
She may have heard the stats then, I think.
That swung harder than it, was it? A rusted dunning door, is that what they say?
Swinging like a pub door at 6, it used to. Well, when they used to close the hotels at a respectable hour, 6 o'clock.
Big daddy hack, as they're saying nowadays. Look, I hadn't finished talking about it.
Boys.
She's on a 13-game hitting streak as well.
Fantastic, isn't it?
No one in the comps class.
Oh, it's gone, Jim. You've called it early. And there it is. Maddie Cameron has gone long. Talk us through it, mate.
A home run from Maddie Cameron. A no-doubter off the bat. Her Falcons teammates get out there to celebrate a Maddie Cameron home run. And, well, I can't wait to see this on the replay. I had my head down in my stats sheet as she crushed that one that was down the middle to the left side towards the German Shepherd Dog Club. And that, guys, is why she's the elite batter.
Look at the pivot on that as we watch the replay. She put everything. She that was technical batting at its best, wasn't it? She's power.
Not much you can do about that.
Well, the leading team's replay showed that the exertion on her face as she was rounding the bases, maybe she didn't think it had the journey. But
if I hit it like that, we've heard the story a million times. But as Fidge goes after that one, trying to chalk one up herself.
Another leading team's replay. Throws the bat, takes off around first. She hasn't even looked to see where it's gone yet.
That's commitment, and that's an honest player. That's commitment and an honest player. She slows down now. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Enjoy it.
Hit the brakes.
Save those legs.
Oh, great catch.
From Mutsi at shortstop. A ripper. She gets one back as she hit a line drive.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's one for one, isn't it? But that was a great catch because that was coming off the bat very, very hard.
That was motoring.
Yeah, Millie Fidge, leading team's replay, crushes this just into the glove. And she's in a little bit as well. So my shortstop you'll see with no other runners on bases. Back maybe 1 or 2 steps, but she read that one well. She timed her jump perfectly and took a great catch for the second out.
Well, the athleticism and enthusiasm of this young Seacombe side, you know, they go after everything, don't they? And they give it everything they got.
Yep.
Oh, Maddie Cameron will make that 14-game hitting streak.
Sounds a bit greedy to me, Jim.
I'd share it around.
Oh,
that's what I've done throughout my career. That was power at its best. That was technical batting at its best. Like, the first one was a big daddy hack. A big shout out to, I think the Barossa Babes started that one, didn't they?
I think they did, Lana.
And that was a good cut.
Oh,
boy, oh boy.
Lauren Jury in the firing line there in the on-deck circle. This is Neve Adams, the hitter. That's teammate on screen there. And there's Lauren Jury, who just got out of the way. Or got the most important parts out of the way first.
The jury was nearly out then. I tell you, that was motoring.
Classic.
Oh, this one's coming our way. Foul ball.
That was very quick, Leroy. Well done. I like that one.
Hang around. There's more to come.
Hang around, Jim. Hang around. It was almost a hunger.
No.
Come on. Well, there you go. We just missed it there, but Lauren just turned around to show her team was okay. This one's in foul territory as well.
Oh.
Been some pop-ups, hasn't there, tonight already?
Is it the spin that Jade Peterson puts on the ball? Is it the off pace? Is it the what is it? You've seen her play a lot, guys. So why are we seeing so many against Seacombe pop up?
Well, a lot of various things. I think it's because it's a sort of a humidity type night as well. Oh, look
Shot
at this.
from Adams.
She's got it, Jenny.
And a great catch from Jenny Dunn, her third catch
She loves it out
of the
there.
night. Neve Adams got plenty of it. Mark, to answer your question, Jade's got some of the best spin in the comp. She might not be up there as far as pace goes. She can hum one down. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay.
That was going.
That was a great shot, and Jenny Dunn read it well and took a good catch.
The speed of Jenny Dunn in those first 2 or 3 steps is what gets her to most of her catches. If you don't have that acceleration, she's quick.
It's her experience, isn't it? Her experience playing many years.
Well, Maddie Cameron has got the Falcons off to a good start. It's the vital first run of the game. We've seen of late the results not necessarily go in Seacombe's favour, but they've been having trouble scoring runs. So each run is going to be tough to get back, let alone get that one ahead. But again, guys, milestone night. You never know. Funny things can happen. And Sturt have only won 3 of their last 6 games. They've drawn 1, they've lost 2, they've won 3 of their last 6 starts.
And they only have 1 run in the bank, despite that being a terrific hit from Maddie. So it's not out of sight.
And here she is, the 500 senior game veteran, Jade Peterson. Batting at number 7.
Well, she's smiling again, Mark. You mentioned that. High for a ball. And, you know, she just keeps contributing. I think she's hitting mid-200s for her team. And for a pitcher that, you know, should probably ideally have a DP if you asked her, but still contributing with the bat.
And she doesn't look any different, does she? Go back at plenty of years, she doesn't change at all.
There you go. She's in the top 6 hitters for her team, hitting 207 with an on-base of 303.
Well, it's the on-base average that they're going to need tonight, isn't it? Yep. Don't worry about if it's a safe hit or wherever it is. It's your on-base average that's going to really help your team. And again, 333 is 30% of the time. She's up there.
Well, they got 3 of them on in the first innings, didn't they? On base.
Oh, she pops that one up, but she goes after the high one. Yep. I think she was set up for that.
She's got an extra base hit as well, so she's using the pop of that Eastern Ghost as well. She hits a gap. You know, she might get on the bike and get across to second base. Who knows? Just what the Tigers will need here to lead off the second inning.
Oh,
great change of pace from Zali Adams.
Great pitch.
Well, we saw a photo courtesy of Spacequake Sports on their Instagram page of her new action, and she was giving away her grip for the change-up. Someone even commented, wonder what pitch that was.
Oh. Well, in my opinion, she doesn't throw enough of them when I've seen her throwing that, because the change-up, always her change-up, seems to beat the batter every time that she's thrown it.
Well, good calling from Belinda White. Oh, yeah, just held back on that. Great catch from Tonkin. They're always tough to read off the bat, aren't they? When any time a batter swings the bat, whether it's a full cut or not, you're on your on your heels as a third base, aren't you? Because first things first, preservation,
yep.
Right? And then
when they come off the toe like that, you don't know where, like exactly what you were saying. You know, credit where credit's due. That was a great shot. There's one person in this state that reads them like no other, and that's Lana Kazler. Not afraid to just attack, even at a ball that's coming at you 100 miles an hour. She will attack it.
Ellie Georgiaris is the 9 hitter for the Tigers.
No Sophie Kinnear tonight.
Oh,
there it is.
There's that change up. Yeah, you mentioned Sophie Kinnear. She's in the top 4 hitters for the Tigers, so they'll miss her in the lineup. But Ellie Georgiaris gets the opportunity for a start. Another change up and a called strike.
I think the word must be getting through to throw a few more.
They must be tuning into Spacequake Sports on the bench there, Lee.
Well, I'm not sure about that, Mark. It was a good point.
Oh. Fouls this one off.
And a lot of balls hit in the air tonight.
Yeah, we saw Jenny Dunn's got 3 catches for the night. Sarah Tonkin on the flip side's got 3 catches for the Falcons.
And our canteen operator's probably got about 5 of them herself as they keep going over the back. Settling in now, Zali Adams. Bit of a loose first innings.
High for a ball. Good turn at bat now from Georgiara. Saw a couple of change-ups. Fouled one off and watch that one high for a ball to even the count.
I'm trying to change up right now, this pitch.
3 in the 1 at bat.
Low for a ball and goes to a full count.
Even more reason to throw it now, I think.
Now. You legend.
It's full.
That wasn't far off being a strike there. Bell sort of... Oh, Leroy.
Sorry about that.
You're 1 off.
Well, a 1-2-3 inning for Seacombe Tigers as Falcons consolidate the run they scored at the top of the second. There's the change up on the leading team's replay, and after 2 innings, it's the Falcons leading the Tigers 1-0.
It's been a quite entertaining couple of innings. Really, when you look at the lineups that everyone's come through, 7 batters for Sturt and, 9 for Seacombe, and only 1 run in it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, tight game, early days though. Tonight, Lee, a couple of other games going on, some mouth-watering contests going on. It's Hills Heat versus Port Magpies, and later tonight, West Torrens versus Walkerville. Really shaping up, isn't it? The top 4, the race to the finals is on. We're a month and a half away from finals.
And that'll go quickly enough, and it's really tight.
Lauren Jury getting the start tonight. She's popped up a couple of times, hasn't she, on Spacequake Sports this season.
She can hit a long ball, Lauren.
I didn't think that was too bad a spot there by Jade. Lauren's not the tallest girl out there.
Well, they say good things come in small packages.
Oh, didn't say that. Good pitch.
She puts that one there again. Lauren will hit the ball deep, I'm telling you.
Chops at that, foul. Count still even at 2s.
A pair of 2s.
Great shot.
Repeat of earlier message.
To left field. Just getting by the shortstop's backhand. And that's the first hit of the third inning. I was going to say first hit of the night, but how can we forget Maddie Cameron's long home run just last inning? So a single to left field.
What happened then? That was a really good hit. Good placement and along the ground too, which makes it also difficult if you're trying to get the glove behind it, because you get that hop, that second, third, fourth hop.
Yeah, hit hard too. And a hard swing this time around. This is from Zali Adams, who's hitting 9 for the Falcons tonight. Lee, I might see if you've got who's missing for the Falcons for Zali to be in the batting order. She's only batted 3 times so far in the season.
Well, Jessie Keach is not here.
And,
I haven't seen her.
But mind you, of those 3 at bats, she's got 2 hits.
Well, I'll be putting on the ball on the deck here. Let Lauren run.
High for a ball.
She can run, Lauren Jury. Her legs go up and down like pistons, I'm telling you.
Maslin's got a pretty good arm though, and if she gets the jump on her, it'll be a close encounter at second base.
Of the third kind.
Foul ball. Yeah, surprised to see that that Sturt didn't go small ball, but I don't know, perhaps coaches are thinking otherwise. Only the 3 turns at bat for the season, so let her swing away. Into foul territory.
Runner remains at first.
Well, no outs, Lee, and you've got the top of the order on deck, so you'd probably back your top 5 hitters to advance that runner from first. Good pitching.
Well, they're going to have to now.
Peterson just forcing Adams to swing at every pitch there, just nibbling the edges. Adams stayed alive, fouling, and then the veteran got the better of the competition, or the contest, but that's her first strikeout of the night in her 500th senior game. There's your short ball lead. Peterson will do the fielding, and a very close play, and the out made. Great take from George Harris.
Yeah, it was a good throw, a little bit high for my liking, which dragged, Ellie off the bag a little bit. Great running though by Ada Caruana. Like, she beats them out 100% of the time. But Jade Peterson picked that up quite confidently and fired it across. So that was a good out. Advanced the runner though.
Rachel Tonkin in the box and watches the first one through for a called strike. Lauren Jury's moved across to secondly, but now there is 2 out.
Well, I'm playing my outfield in here, right field, coming a bit closer, Jade.
Well, this one's going to be tough for the Tigers to defend.
Good choice from Becky then not to throw it.
Just chalked it off the toe of the bat, and a slow roller to Havis, and knowing that the runner was advancing to third, didn't want to risk making the play over to first base, and so Tonkin with an infield single.
So we've got a 1-3 split. You just send it.
Yeah, I probably would like to see more of a play defensively from the Tigers there. Not throwing it doesn't give you any opportunity. Perhaps they're trying to play it safe and not give up another run, but now you've got 2 runners in scoring position for 3, 4, 5, who are Tonkin, White and Cameron, and she pops this one up, and Dunn had to turn and twist for that one. Those 2 runs will score, and look at the speed of Tonkin, slides into third. I reckon she shined up those boots as well. They're glaring. Let's look at the leading team's replay, and it was done. She just had to take her eye off it at the last second. Smash that ball.
I think they stayed in a couple of pitches too long. If you're the coach on the bench, and like you said, Lee, they came in when there was 2 down, or I think it was you, Jamal. I'm not too sure, but you guys were saying, oh, they're in for that lay down short ball. But when you've got someone that can crunch the ball like Sarah Tonkin, you need to be able to take that fly, don't you?
All of a sudden, it's a 3-0 game. Runner on third, and Bell White up to bat. Another hit. We'll see White aboard an RBI single. That hurts after a drop catch with 2 out. 3 runs crossing the plate after that drop catch.
I reckon I saw that about a couple of weeks ago. The men's final here at the state championship. As that one's popped up, Maddie Cameron went after that one, but that's going to go beat everybody and head out foul.
Well, first pitch again. So we saw her, as you said, at her first turn it back, a daddy hack at first swing. Goes after that first one yet again. So Falcons obviously aware of Jade Peterson's high strike percentage.
Well, I'd be passing her up, Maddie. Don't want another one put over the fence with a runner on.
High for a ball, and Sarah Tonkin replaces White as the catcher speed-up runner at first base.
Maddie Cameron gets about an inch shorter every ball. She kicks that much dirt out.
She doesn't even stand in the hole that she digs out. Shot to Cameron. Second hit of the game. A fumble from Dunn, and so she has to come up firing. But great play, a great throw,
and got
a great take. And Havis with the out at third. Tonkin tried for an extra base off the Cameron single. Let's look at the leading team's replay. Smashed it through the 5-6 hole.
Oh, she saw the fumble. You saw her looking, and she looked out. Oh, and the ball stayed in the basket too. That's great play. You watch as she turned second base. Her eyes just focused on Jenny Dunn.
Right there on that slight fumble, but that was all she needed, Jenny Dunn. You know what else I saw when Sarah was running? It almost looked like she went for a head first, adjusted her weight back a little bit for a slide in, but either way, she was going to be cold. That was a great play from Dunn in the end, but a second hit of the ball game for Maddie Cameron.
Yeah, she's on fire. That come off like a rocket too, didn't it, Lee? It sounded. You just threw your hand up as she hit it because it was just like whack.
Well, I wouldn't be letting her bat or belt.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, I'm sorry. It's about winning or losing, isn't it? Surely.
So 3 runs in that inning. The score blows out to 4-0. We're in the bottom of the third.
It's got a familiar score to Saturday, isn't it? 4-0, and it's early in the game here.
We're back to the top of the order for Seacombe. See if they can get the roll on like they did last time. Don't forget, they left 3 on base. It was loaded bases.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier on. You've just got to score some of these people that get on base, don't you, really?
Yeah.
Against a side like Sturt, it'll bat forever.
Yeah, you can't leave loaded bases 1 out and then walk away with nothing. Oh, jeez.
Likes those, doesn't she, Jen?
She followed that one all the way up.
She does. Very rarely gets put out looking.
for a ball.
Had a bit of toe on it, didn't it? From Zali, that one. Hit
Yeah.
the glove, beautiful sound.
Could be a setup pitch, seeing as that she's way ahead in the count.
Yep.
Done swinging away, so a high, fast one should set up for the change up here. Right onto it as Fidge has to take that one in foul territory.
You know what? Out of all the years I've played, I never thought about that. I know you're laughing, and I've had a lot of at-bats, but I was like, that's quite clever.
Change up. Time to throw change up, Zali.
Gets the bat to the ball, and it's Fidge again. Good to see Dunn running it out, but it was a pretty basic play for the first base player there, and the first out of the inning.
She stayed on it, held the bat back a little bit and just sort of pushed it out, and then when she sort of hit it, she went, oh no.
Given it away, hadn't she, the change up in this innings at the moment, Zali?
Low for a ball. How much pitching coaching have you done, Lee? I know you've been a terrific head coach and assistant coach for our state teams since the 70s, Lee. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I forget when it started, James, but probably about that. Late 70s, I think. Yeah, well, it's a simple game, isn't it? Pitcher and catcher versus the batter.
Yes, the 1870s. That's the note that Mark just gave me.
Don't dob me in.
Well, I'm not worried about that, what he said, but I'm worried about him about to write it down.
Sasha Penglaze is the hitter for the Tigers.
Oh, great
Change up.
pitch.
Great call, Lee.
Well, when you've got a pitch that she's got such control over, I'll be throwing it a couple of times in innings.
Yeah, it's a weapon, isn't it?
Yep.
But you mentioned the men's final for the state championships, which was a couple of weeks ago. Oh, good shot from Penglace, who tries to beat this one out, but a great play from Neve Adams. Yeah, great arm. But you can overuse the change-up lead, because if you are using it multiple times against each batter, good batters will just sit on the change-up.
Especially in the men's. They'll just club the ball.
I think we saw 4 runs in one inning, I think, from Namsa in that final against one of the best in the business, Jared Farrell.
If not the best. Certainly here.
Yeah, that was Mark Crampton.
Oh,
It's right there. I'm sitting next to the best.
As Jess Maslin is up to bat, speaking of the best, she won a Cathcole medal as a young lady, Jess Maslin.
She loves it, doesn't she? She plays Friday nights in the women's baseball competition, plays with the same intensity, enjoyment. It's what it's all about, enjoying what you do.
Low for a ball.
She's Lee, she's very relaxed in the box, isn't she?
Yeah. Time for the change-up.
Oh, we've got movement in the air for the first time in
on screen.
12
That's the
months.
noise you can hear in the effects microphone. Great coverage from Spacequake Sports.
Little bug smasher going past.
Well, Jess Maslin, we saw a home run from Maddie Cameron earlier, but Eric Bolnar, the immortal words of Bolnar when he called magic from Maslin a couple of years ago. Made the highlight reel in one of the top 10 plays of the year a couple of years back. And in good form too, because she put one to the fence on Saturday. A good walk in a good battle in her first turn at bat tonight. And now she's gone again to a full count.
Change up.
See that just then, Zali just having a bit of a word to herself as she approached the plate. Deals, and Adams on the back, feet on her heels, just backing that arm to fire it across. Took the second bounce on.
Hey, that's an amazing arm.
Yeah.
Like, that's twice now. She fired the first one across the state about 1.5 meters off the ground. And that one there, she just rolled it over with such confidence and with pace.
Strong arm, Neve.
Well, we saw 6 batters and bases left bulging at the bottom of the first innings for Seacombe's first turn at bat, and it has been 7 retired in a row as the Falcons will go to the top of the 4th inning in command of this game, leading 4 runs to 0.
Coach out there just having a chat to Jenny Dunn as she makes her way out to left field. They're probably just talking about field positioning and batters. And
a slight delay. Jess Maslin was the 3rd out and is the catcher, so it's always a long run back to the 3rd base dugout when you're the 3rd out, having to run out an infield grounder to first. So all the way back to the dugout. Then you got to get changed and probably even grab a little drink while you got the opportunity. But just a slight delay. But guys, that gives us an opportunity to talk a little more. We saw last night on social media for the West Torrens Eagles club round on Saturday the 13th of February. They are hosting a club round, and it is to celebrate Pride. It's going to be Pride round celebrating the LGBTI community. Their social media posts have been shared and supporting a lot of support networks for that community, and we can't wait to see all the action on that day. It's going to be a live broadcast on SBS On Demand. You have to get the app to watch the game live. It is free to download, and it should be a great game. West Torrens versus Walkerville on the 13th of February. Well, back to the action, and we've got Millie Fidge, the leading off the inning for the Sturt Falcons. Here we are in the 4th inning. Hits this one high to centre field, and tracking back well is Penglaze to take a good catch, and the Tigers look like they're back on song.
Yes, she got back to that pretty quick. It looked like it may have landed at one stage, but no, it didn't.
Fly ball to centre field from Millie Fitch. She had a screaming line drive to shortstop to end. In her first turn at bat. That was in the 2nd inning.
We were talking about Neve's strong arm, and watch how hard she hits the ball.
Won the under-16 MVP January last year, so 13 months ago.
Gee, seems longer than that, doesn't it now?
Just been pointed out, Lee, that Friday night, the 12th, is the start of Pride round. It's going to be the Hills Heat hosting a home game against the Port Adelaide Magpies. From the Hills, Spacequake Sports will bring you all that action as Neve Adams pops this one out. It's going to be tough to catch. And a great attempt from Dunn at left field, sliding in. Right there to support it is Penglaze to reduce Adams' shot to a single. You've got to give that a hit to the batter. That was an extraordinary effort from the left fielder. She's a little disappointed in herself. Let's look at the leading team's replay.
that one went very high too, but Dunn went right under it. Penglaze went around the back. Maybe she was a little bit closer to it, but she went around the back to support Dunn. But very good effort.
Pick of attempt from...
Hard to make an out from that position.
Maslin. Well, she pulled back on the throw a little bit because she noticed that first base Munro is down a little bit for the bunt, for the short ball. Leading team's replay again. Let's have a look at Dunn. Slide in. Havis right onto it. The throw just into foul territory.
No one's coming home.
George Aris to reach for it. There is a play at the plate.
Oh, the ball goal spills loose.
Well, Adams dove in, or half a dive in, because she looked like she was out cold. Munro spun to tag, and the ball popped out of the glove. Lauren Jury gets across to 3rd. So let's have a look at the leading team's replay. A couple of throws going wild.
Yeah, that one there was a little bit loose outside the tram sector. You want to try and throw that inside the diamond. She picks that one up and fires it down to home. And Munro got that clean, but the ball came out. Yeah, the head first as it comes off the helmet and knocks the ball out of the glove. So that's nothing in that. Nothing in... Comes off, and then you can't do anything about it. A double-handed tag, maybe. Not the first Peterson to probably lay a double-handed tag. Twice.
Neve Adams scored. This is Zali Adams at the plate. fouling the first one off and then low for a ball. 1-1. Lauren Jury on third base.
Just a slight collision there as the ball was sitting in the basket. Oh, she checks that one off and foul.
Looked like a knob bunt to me. Remember those days, mate? You ever do any of them?
Off the handle. Off the handle. I've done a couple of handle bunts, to be honest with you. Just throw the fist at it.
That's because your eyes were shut at the time.
Great pitching from Peterson to get her second strikeout of the night.
I wouldn't be doing it off a person like Jared, I can assure you.
2 out for the top of the order, Ada Caruana. Good pitch at the bottom of the zone.
Just got to cramp her up here. You can't give her any width. It'll go deep to Jenny again.
Well, that's exactly what happened last time, or the last two
Like
times.
that, yep.
Pop up to the third base side. Havis calls it, and oh, that one came back into the field of play, but it bounced in fair territory first. Oh, what's the rule on that, Lee?
Then you touched it first outside.
Yep, that's it.
You touch it on the outside.
Yeah, was handled first in foul territory.
Just a question. Maybe the runner got in the way of the catch, maybe? I can see that Coach Dave Gould is asking his third base player, just double checking, and that will be a conference, but well worth asking the question. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay as Havis had to read the ball. She took her eye for half a second, and there was collision. There was a collision with the runner. Well worth the question, and then the ball landed just foul before it rolled into play. Lee, I'm a bit stumped on the ruling for that. Is that obstruction or interference from the runner?
Well, she's entitled to run in a straight line, which she was. What else can you do?
Yeah, but she was going back.
You can't.
She's coming back. See, look, watch this. Ready? She holds her position. Oh, no.
She tried to avoid contact. And if the fielder's in the act of fielding the ball, they've got the right of way, not the runner. Caruana smashes this to deep centre field, tracking back.
Oh, great catch
from Penglace.
Terrific.
A second great catch in one inning from Penglace to deny the Falcons a 6th run, but they have done them some more damage. Neve Adams crossing the plate for their 5th.
I tell you what, we're seeing some spectacular action out in the outfield.
Yeah,
Some
we
really
are
good
some
catches.
terrific outfield play. And that's what happens. You give Ada width, and she just belts you. Just need to make her hit the ball into the infield. Take your chance that you can throw it and beat her quick legs. Easy said than done.
Well, guys, looks like a great night here at West Beach. It's still, there's no breeze. Another terrific sunset here in Adelaide. It's a bit darker than what it looks on the screen there, but it is the Sturt Falcons in cruise control of this game. 5-0 up in the bottom of the 4th. Seacombe have the last opportunity to reply in the game. We're up to the 4-hitter, Becky Havis. For the Seacombe Tigers, lot to play for as well for both teams. Seacombe playing for a bit of pride, we mentioned that, but Sturt trying to consolidate top spot on the ladder. They're 5 points clear of 2 teams, Port Adelaide and West Torrens, both on 16, and Hills Heat on 15. They drew their last start, the Sturt Falcons, 2-2. And Lee, how'd the game finish?
Finished on a triple play, actually, boys.
Great pitch.
Yes, hard shot was hit back by Millie Fidge to Georgia Hood, who was pitching for Hills. Ricocheted off her glove, and Talia LaRosso was playing second, caught the ball, stood on second base, and threw to first base. Both runners, names of Belle White and Maddie Cameron, were off the base, and there was a triple play, finished with a 2-2 draw. Last play of the day.
That was first versus second, and second place drew with the top team and then dropped 2 places on the ladder.
Yeah, well, that's a good pitch, isn't it, that change-up? goodness.
Havis fouls that one off, and Adams ahead of the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. We mentioned Adams have a 4-0 record on the season so far. Lee, when was the last time you saw a triple play?
I've never seen one. That was the first one. They said there was one in the state champs years ago between Mount Gambier and somebody. Probably would have been Adelaide. But no, it's the first time for me.
Strikeout swinging. Havis goes down for the first out. Scott Humphreys, the coach of the Hills Heat, pitched a win against Queensland as an under-19s player in a game where the South Australian team had a triple play. Witnessed it from the dugout as the head coach of the SA boys team that year. Change up. Is she overusing it now? Well, it's doing the job as Munro is out.
Well, thanks for asking, guys, but I was involved in a triple play. Sale under-19 men's team in the Victorian State League. Playing shortstop. Did a very similar thing, Lee. Caught it, touched the base, fired it first. Which means I was involved. I was there. I did it.
Shortstop.
Thank you very much, Lee.
How old were you then?
Well, it was the under-19s, so I would have been
18 to 17 or something. 17, perhaps?
Yep.
Sale. I know you're
Country
from
Victoria.
I know you lived there for a bit, but never been to Sale. Hello to anyone watching from Sale.
Gippsland, beautiful place.
9 retired in a row. The Tigers are desperate now to get the bats working. Trailing the Falcons by 5.
Sasha come up with that terrific crack of the bat. First turn of bat. She needs another one here.
She's come back strong, hasn't she, Zali Adams?
Yeah, it was I wouldn't say a shaky start. She got the first 2 batters out, but then she walked 2 of the next 3 batters.
True.
See what I mean about, can't believe she hasn't thrown it as much as she is tonight. It's a terrific pitch. Especially to a person's giving you a line drive at her first turn at bat.
High change up. I'm just looking down at my stats sheet again, guys. The only other pitcher that hasn't thrown a loss on the season of a regular starters is Steph Drzezinski. So Zali Adams in good company there.
Oh, yeah.
Walk for Sasha.
Good
So,
batting.
yeah, she's had a good night. She's had a good night with the bat and glove. Runner aboard for the Tigers, breaking that string of 9 consecutive outs to bring up 500 senior game veteran Jade Peterson.
Wouldn't she just love a little safe hit here, Jade?
That one's in there for a called strike. Hey, I saw the cameras panning around the diamond. I could see a little contingent of supporters for Jade Peterson just behind the Seacombe Tigers dugout there at third baseline.
I saw her family over there before, her sister, brother-in-law. She's got about 17 kids.
Had a good swing at that. Well, I can tell you, thanks to MK Services SA from around the Diamonds, there's the contingent there supporting Jade Peterson. That's her partner, Scott Radigan, her sister, Jasmine. A couple of former Seacombe players there, Sully Fuller, Jenna Green.
Oh, she fires that one through second base.
That goes
Come
in
on,
the alley
Sasha.
as Maddie Cameron will come up with the ball.
Oh, no.
Dave Gooley was he sending the runner as Mutsi is in a rundown as Tonkin will throw over to Fidge for the final throw and out. And Jade Peterson does get a hit in her 500th.
Terrific hit, wasn't it?
I can't believe that. It was an amazing hit. Maddie Cameron spoilt the party by picking that up cleanly and firing it through.
Leading team's replay just out of reach from Tonkin in the alley, and Sasha Mutsi was on her bike rounding second. Could pick up a slight fumble from Cameron, but she fired it into the cutoff Neve Adams, who's also got a weapon of an arm, throws it home to Belinda White. Speaking of arms,
cold.
geez.
And then look who she's throwing it to.
Sarah Tonkin.
You are stone cold in that team. Look at Sarah Tonkin. She could have just touched her on the back. I think it was a
Steve Austin
courtesy,
play, wasn't it? Stone cold.
Mm.
2 catches throwing the ball to each other.
And look at Jade's going, I've got to go now. Now I've got to go. She puts the wheels on too, the afterburners, Jade Peterson, didn't she?
The pace on Peterson.
She saw that throw going over to third, and she really amped up the kilometres an hour.
Well, it didn't look like was too committed as she turned third. A slight hesitation, but I think that anyone who was running would have been cold on that relay. That was well executed.
There was only one way to get out of that, and that was to go full pelt at home. And dive.
Well, guys, I was in the middle of telling you an update from Diamond 2, thanks to MK Services SA, around the Diamonds. Hills Heat versus Port Magpies. 4th place Hills Heat versus 2nd place Port Magpies. Hills Heat won 7-0.
Sorry, what was it?
7-0.
Who pitched for Port?
I'm sitting here with you, Leroy. I just got the signal over that it was 7-0.
I thought he had the news, the goss, the inside man, the word. So Hills won 7-0.
Can't be in 2 places at once.
Did you say Hills won?
Hills Heat won 7-0. And that will leapfrog them ahead of Port Adelaide on the ladder. What's that screen coming from?
That's
the
a
effects mic. And a good catch taken from Jade Graham at right field for the first out.
Can we turn that effects mic off? Or
I can't tell you where it's from. Yeah, so MK Services SA around the grounds, Hills Heat have beaten Port Adelaide 7-0.
Well, I wouldn't read about it unless I was told.
I don't know who pitched for either team. I'm presuming Georgia Hood for the Hills Heat. They will now leapfrog Port Adelaide Magpies on the table, 17 points. Port Adelaide stay on 16. Importantly, the runs against, Port Adelaide go to 57 runs against. Hills Heat remain at 50, which could be the difference between any place on the ladder.
So that puts West Torrens down to 4th.
Yeah, on runs against. They've got a game to play starting at 9 o'clock tonight against the Walkerville Cats, who are only 3 points behind West Torrens, who are in 4th place.
Very interesting.
Has Walkerville got a full squad?
Well, Hayley Benithan, one of our favourites at Softball SA, has made the move over to the United States.
Oh, no.
Kansas City to go to college.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, if she's watching, good luck, Hayley. The ground ball. Off
No
the
way in the world. Look at the
Peterson.
speed on that. Sarah Tonkin just legged that out.
Gee, she's a good player, isn't she? She just continues to play so well. She's so consistent. You have a look at the replay there, and she just did not give up one step. And look at the stat sheet. Maybe a quieter start to the year. I think she had 4 hits in the first 7 games. But she's now sitting on 12 hits for the season. She's in the top 4 batters in her club for batting average at .324 and a terrific on-base average for Sarah Tonkin. As this one goes foul of .435. So.
And don't they cause problems, a miss hit like that? Sarah running really quick, but the ball just spinning in the dirt.
They turn games in crucial moments. This is a very dangerous spot for Seacombe right now. You've got Belle White and Maddie Cameron on deck. Oh, Belle's not happy with that one.
I'm not sure who that is in the crowd, but they've done it again at crucial points in the game, haven't they? And Belle White will watch that one through for a called strike. Peterson ahead of the count here, so she probably won't throw anything near the zone for a couple, as Sarah Tonkin with 1 out is on first base.
This could dramatically blow out very, very quickly with a couple of swings, Lee.
Well, Bill gets on, Maddie's not batting.
Here it goes.
A long ball to left field. hits the fence on the fall. Jenny Dunn has to track back as it ricochets off the fence. Tonkin's going to score from third, and Belinda White will stand up at second. A double for the champ. RBI and 6-run lead. We're now into run rule territory, boys.
I tell you what, Sarah was flying around the bases.
I was just about to say, I'm trying to compare her with Jordan Harris. I know Jordan has got the quickest lap times in the state, but gee, Sarah wouldn't be too far behind her if I'm reading that right.
I think you are.
Nowhere near it.
So they pass Maddie up.
But Sarah is very quick.
I didn't say she's quicker. What I said is Jordan Harris is the quickest, but she would be very close. She would be a lot quicker at her heels than you would be.
Millie Fidge is the new hitter for the Falcons. And
they passed Cameron up.
They have.
That late, two hits.
Didn't even notice it happened so quickly. Well, Seacombe Tigers are aware that the game is getting away from them. 6-0 now with 2 runners aboard. Cameron out there on first base doing some more gardening. She just likes digging holes wherever she goes on the diamond, Maddie Cameron.
Just going on the Maddie Cameron passer, like passing it. That happens to you a fair bit, Jim, and credit where credit's due. You're a great batter. How does that make you feel as a batter? Does that put you off, or does that just give you a little bit of extra swagger as you come up to the plate next time? Be honest, because we're all anticipating the question here. Because
I just want to interrupt because this is how the game finished on Saturday, with Belle and Maddie on first and second, with Millie batting.
Well, she's looking.
Can we go another triple play?
She's looking to elevate that one as it pulls it hard and long foul. Might come back to you in the inning break on that question on the intentional walk. As we have a look at the action here, Millie Fidge has been a solid contributor for the Falcons this entire season. Let's not forget, I don't even think she's 18 years of age yet.
Hits the ball very hard.
Well, the triple play can't happen because there's one out, isn't it?
It can't happen. As she fouls this one across, hitting 286 on
put one
the
of the
season,
3 in the bank.
with a 344 on base average. So
I wasn't having to go at you personally, Lee.
Did lead the team in RBIs last year for a fair amount of the season for the Falcons in a season that they were minor premiers. And this year, just the 2 RBIs, but that's because the 2 batters in front of her are hogging them all. 15 RBIs to White, 13 to Cameron.
Ardax to follow.
Goes to the backhand side of the shortstop. The 7th run's gone across the plate. Look at White's speed as she didn't take her foot off the accelerator. She rounded third for the 7th run. So Millie Fidge makes the Tigers pay.
Why aren't they puffing these girls? They are super fit.
I think that's the operative phrase, super
They are
fit.
super
We
fit.
saw them in the Stars, didn't we, James, when they played the games back a couple of weeks ago, and they all looked extremely.
We saw that. We made comment of that
in
that we had the Stars who would normally had been 4, 5, 6 months into a campaign, training, preparing for a national championship. This year, no Gilly Shield due to the coronavirus and COVID-19, restricting events and travel, etc. So they've had their weekends off, and their Monday nights and their Thursday nights that they would be training and preparing. But they came in it with a 5-week break over Christmas, New Year period, like they hadn't missed a beat. We saw great sharp fielding, superior base running, and they just blanked out the All-Stars with 8 players.
Yeah, it was disappointing they didn't go away, wasn't it, really, after that?
Peterson should take that one comfortably.
Infield fly called early. Peterson makes it, no doubt, as Cameron holds up at second. Fidge holds up at first. They didn't even bother about risking it.
2 down. 2 down.
Two out now, and Peterson deals to Jury, who swings hard and follows through.
It's funny when she finished her follow through, she's facing her coach at third base then. A bit hard to run the first from that position if you make contact. Here comes a new hit of the game in the on-deck circle. It's Indy back to Silva.
Well, she's battling through and still got a smile on her face, Jade Peterson.
Great pitch to cut the inside edge. Third strikeout for Peterson. So you'd probably say that that is a little lower than her normal count, but Tigers with the task ahead of them. They need to score a run to continue this game. We're only about an hour and 10 minutes into this game, so for it to continue, the Tigers need to score. You asked about intentional walks before.
Yep.
When you're up this far in the game, you're probably taking it as a credit where credit's due. You've just hit a home run before. You got a second hit, your second turn at bat, and you're probably thinking, well, they've probably done the right thing. When it happens, when the game's on the line, you feel a little disappointed because you want to have that opportunity to hit. But you know, you take them when you can get them. Really, it's.
But it's like playing a mindset or a mind game with the rest of the team, isn't it? Because it upsets their rhythm as well, isn't it? Because okay, all of a sudden you're on, but how did we get there? My concentration's been broken, and
yeah. All right. Well, Maddie Cameron's on-base average is going to go up yet again, as will her batting average. Started the night on 607 and a 732 on-base average. She's got on 3 for 3 times, 2 from 2 hits, including a massive home run. Now, we were also talking about triple plays, and one of the guys that's watching our live stream tells us that there was a triple play in the men's competition in the Hills between the Pirates and Harndorf. A fly to third, a put out third, and a 5-3. So good on the Magpies, guys. You'll see them in action that Friday night, the 12th. It's going to be a double-header at the Hills. It's going to be a men's game at 6, and then we're going to see Premier League action. The Hills Heat versus Port Adelaide Magpies. Cannot wait for the 12th and 13th of February, the 13th of February Pride round. We will see a celebration of the LGBTI community live on SBS. You've got to get the on-demand app to watch it. As we start the bottom of the 5th inning, Jade Graham is the hitter for the Seacombe Tigers. She bats 8 in the order, so batters 8 and 9 really need to step up for the Tigers right here, otherwise it's going to be an early night.
oh, that one come off loose.
Well, we've seen a pitching change, guys. Millie Fidge has come in to ice the game for the Falcons. Zali's moved across to first base, Lee.
Yep, that's the only change that I can see at this stage.
Thanks for picking that up. Millie Fidge has done the bulk of the work this year. 2/3 of the pitching innings for the Falcons so far this year. 43 innings of work, and I have a pitching record of 6 wins and 3 losses. So in a reversal of roles from last year, she's doing the bulk of the work, and a great change of pace on Graham to go to a 2-2 count. Now, what stood out for me for Millie was that she's really dropped the walks off this year as well, so a bit more control. 52 strikeouts in that 43 innings of work. Make that 53 strikeouts on the season a strikeout to start things off here in the bottom.
She's got some good leverage, hasn't she? Zali Adams is surprisingly tall because Millie Fidge is very tall. Zali Adams just went out there and gave her a bit of a high five, and I thought that Zali was a little bit short, like, you know, a fair bit shorter, but she's got some good leverage as well. So they've got a couple of weapons out there at the moment, Sturt, haven't they?
They have, and I'd like to see Ellie get on, because I think Jenny Dunn is not going to go away from this game without a safe hit. So she'll get a safe hit for sure.
Wow.
And she bats next.
You may as well bank that if Lee has said it. Lee Hull is never wrong.
Oh, I've been wrong plenty of times, at least twice in the last 30 years.
She started off well with 2 balls, so a good hitter's count, but probably can watch a couple more as this one's high for ball 3. Guys, I'm going to go back to the point that we were just making, that they've got a duo of stars, haven't they? The dynamic duo over at Sturt. Combined ERA of 3. Zali's got the 2.5 ERA and Millie slightly higher, 3.3. But gee, you're not going to lose too many games if you're only giving up 3 runs. With that, batting order
power
of Tonkin, White, Cameron, it's formidable. Oh, yeah. Change of pace. Strikeout. We might have got the count wrong there for a little bit. And our apologies to anyone who was watching at home. We see a strikeout looking. So 2 strikeouts for Fidge.
It's green in the book.
Blue in the book.
What's that mean?
Blue for a strikeout.
No, green. Jenny Dunn's up to bat. It's his guaranteed safe hit.
It's going to go between shortstop.
Right. Yeah,
Neve's playing, like you said before, James, playing closer to second.
Sorry, Lee was interrupting while I was talking. That's one of your favourites, Lee. I took that one from your quote book as Jenny Dunn's now up to bat as she puts this one up in the air. Adams lets that one go foul. It crashes into the Discovery that's parked behind us, but no reaction from the owner.
Illegally parked, I'd say.
Boys, watch this hit between shortstop and third base coming.
Oh, he's picked the biggest hole in the diamond.
Oh, sorry.
I reckon anywhere between first and third.
Yeah.
It's going that way. Didn't go hard enough.
Safe. Oh!
Tonkin with a great play to end the game for the Tigers. Done visibly disappointed, as you would expect, as the Seacombe Tigers will drop this game, a milestone game for Jade Peterson. A 7-0 run rule victory for the top of the table Sturt Falcons. There they are celebrating. It was another 1-2-3 inning, and after the first inning where the Seacombe Tigers got loaded bases, weren't able to consolidate, they went 9 batters in a row where they made an out, and then it was a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th to finish it. So there's that lady on screen, Maddie Cameron, with that towering blast, the home run that broke the game open early on in the game. It was the top of the 2nd where she hit that home run. Do you reckon she might be our leading team's player of the game with 2 hits and an intentional walk?
A chance.
Let's not forget a couple of great plays.
Yeah, sees you're all over it, Jim.
Well, there you go. It's an early night, so we've got the opportunity to discuss it a little bit, guys. Talk us through it. There's Jade Peterson, the 500
big cut
gamer, and Cameron as well, giving her
Stars teammates.
Yeah, the 3 that have given her hugs, the 4 that have given her hugs are all Stars teammates. Caruana, Tonkin, White, and Cameron. A pretty good list of friends you got there. Jade Peterson, so not just name dropping now, isn't she?
Imagine checking out her phone. It'd be like the softball, who's who of who. Yeah.
All right.
I'm in it.
Lee, have you got your scorecard in front of you there, mate? Who stood out for you besides Cameron? Of course.
We got the family running out at the moment, Lee. Just for 2 seconds, we got young Pez and
Nix.
Dad and Nixon out there, and
it's good to see. Good to see Jade's dad could make it out. Mum and Dad are there.
Scott's obviously can only afford half a haircut.
I'll tell you what, I think he was late getting there. I think he went back to get it finished. I think that's what it was. I was late. Bell had a couple of good hits, double and a single.
Yep, 2 hits to White.
You know who stood out as well? Sarah Tonkin to me. She stood out at third base there. She did quite well. A little bit closer to the line for my liking, Jim. We talked about that gap.
Leaves a gap. You mentioned that. That was a good point.
Let's not forget, she was the the catcher in the Team of the Year last year, and then she just turns up. She plays third base like riding a bike. She hasn't missed or skipped a beat. She had a couple of long balls as well. One caught by Jenny Dunn, one just out of her reach, out of Dunn's reach, which she scored on as well, and then she legged out that infield single as well. So, yeah, you're right, Mark. That's a good call.
Yeah, I think she was quite influential in the game. As I think they're making another presentation to Jade, or the club's getting around her now, and she's having a few words. And
what about Zali Adams? Will now go to 5-0 on the season and blanked the Tigers after she gave up 2 walks in the first inning. Not much of a blemish after that as well. Gave up 1 hit and 3 walks in 4 innings of work for the win.
Yeah, she worked hard. Like you said, a couple of little couple of base on balls in the first innings and then worked extremely hard to come back.
Yeah, they've got all ends tied up, haven't they? The Falcons, they've got 2 excellent pitchers, young pitchers, both of them.
Well,
and they've got this batting, as we mention all the time.
The umpires give a 3-2-1. You can't give it to 4 people. Tell us, guys, who are your 3 top players of the game?
Cameron, White, Zali.
Cameron, Tonkin, Adams.
A split decision here, guys, as Jade Peterson gets a round of applause from her club, and that will just about wrap it up for us here tonight, the first Wednesday of 2021. And Hills Heat were winners over the Port Magpies 7-0 in the early game. Congratulations to you, Jade Peterson, 500 senior games, and good night to Mark and Lee.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.